Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man Miles Morales both took the superhero game genre to new levels. From the combat... Hey! That's assault.
What?
That's assault. That's a crime.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay. You can change. To the story, of course, and the open world.
But of course, this being a Spider-Man game, what really defines it and makes it unique is the web swinging. And they got it down really well already in the first game. So when the time came for Spider-Man Miles Morales to enter development, the main thing on their minds must have been, how do we improve this further? That's at least what I was wondering. Spider-Man 1 was already so far ahead of all the past Spider-Man games in terms of swinging that further improvement seemed like too much to ask. But the old boys at Insomniac, they cook. Alongside Miles' new Venom powers being already super useful in combat, they added a new ability where he could use it to dash midair while swinging. But they also went and made Miles' swinging even more unique by giving him his own style of swinging animations, which has been popularly described as
full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
So cool. They found a way to spice up the swinging for Miles. But that's gotta be the extent of it, right? And if it is the extent, then that could pose a problem for future sequels. Because let's be real, after 2,000 hours of swinging, the shit gets a little repetitive. So what else could they possibly... Insomniac went into the vault and picked up something people have forgotten that Spider-Man has had since his 1981 cartoon.
Hey, that's city property! So, I'm a taxpayer.
Not that. Instead of getting a little too out of hand with the swinging or just leaving it as it was, Insomniac added web gliding, which is like the smartest fucking thing they could possibly add. Allowing you to transition between gliding and swinging seamlessly, pick up speed, or just fly around the city like a fucking airplane with trauma. It's obviously not at the same level as like Arkham Knight gliding, which is, you know, its own thing. A lot more weight to it in detail because it's the main traversal option for Batman. But Spider-Man's doesn't need to be at that level because it's there to mostly elevate the swinging. It's not like his main... spiders don't fly. Thank fucking God. Alongside the gliding is also wind tunnels, which at first I was kind of hesitant about because I'm like, oh, it looks kind of like, you know, like I'm doing a race. And I don't know if it's just me, but I have like a fear of racing and non-racing games. It probably started with Ultimate Spider-Man now that I think about it. Just doing a same race over and over like 40 times until I quit. But after a bit of playtime with the wind tunnels, I was like, okay, I know what you are. I see you. You're not as bad as I thought. Gliding just adds a whole new layer of movement with an already great swinging mechanic. And speaking of that swinging mechanic, web swinging somehow, by the grace of whatever development god Insomniac has locked in their basement, got better as well. New and improved animations, more swinging possibilities like zipping instantly around corners, and a web launch mechanic that's like fucking Angry Bird slingshot that gives you a huge boost of speed and sends you flying across the city. And speaking of speed, swinging in general has gotten significantly faster. They ramped that shit to 11 and somehow kept it smooth as butter. Going back and trying to swing in the past two Spider-Man games now is like driving an old beaten up Honda Civic with a gun to your crotch after spending a year driving at Mach 10 in a car from fucking Blade Runner. They somehow made gliding and swinging at insane speeds between what is really like a million towering obstacles extremely effortless, and also become a part of that traversal. The city's put together to be as accurate to New York as possible, of course, but also to work in tandem with all the movement styles perfectly. Insomniac also went ahead and sacrificed a few interns to the basement demon to get this insanely impressive fast travel feature. Which is cool and all, but the movement is so fucking good in this game that I have only used that fast travel twice, and both times I was eating. They've also added a feature where you can adjust the amount of swing assist you have, which makes it kind of physics-based if you put it to 0. It requires a lot more focus and practice for sure, but when you get the hang of it, it's really fun because it's way more involved. And remember the dash feature from Miles Morales? They brought that back too, for both Peter and Miles, as both a dash and a super jump, which is really, really cool, and I use it literally every time I swing. Every feature they've added has just pushed that flow and speed build-up focus even further, to the point where I have absolutely no idea where they could possibly improve on it from now. I think this is the bar. I mean, unless Spider-Man is literally flying in the next one, there's no way to push this further. It's perfect. Within just 2 more iterations, Insomniac perfected the core system of their game beyond a doubt, creating one of the best traversal systems in gaming as a whole for one of the best games to drop in recent years. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want to support my projects further, you can check out my new Patreon in the description, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.